I'm MBuchanan, and today I'm interviewing Yvonne Freeman, CEO and founder of Brainstorms Marketing and Event Planning. So my first question is, what services does your business offer?
Pretty much like the name says, I offer all marketing functions to nonprofits, to churches, to governmental agencies, and to local businesses. And that includes complete marketing plans, anything really the business needs from a PR standpoint. I plan large and small scale events, so full marketing services from press releases, we'll go in and we'll do social media plans, pretty much whatever that business needs.
Okay. And how much time, money, and planning did it take before deciding to open a business?
From a planning standpoint, I was in healthcare marketing for 10 years, so I had a really good background, and that laid a great foundation for starting my own marketing business. I had good relationships with all the media outlets, so it didn't take me long. I'd say it took about 6 months to begin setup of the business, as far as with a business license, and I had put away a little bit of seed money in preparation for the business. So really, by the 6-month mark, I was up and running with 4 or 5 clients.
Okay. What were some of your startup expenses?
I had to go down and file for a business license. I was fortunate in that I can work out of my home, so I really didn't need any renting of an office or that kind of equipment. We have owned our own condos and done a lot of marketing as far as rentals, so we had really a complete setup with fax, copier, computer, so my expenses were very low. I was very fortunate in that we had run marketing business for our rentals.
Okay. And how did you secure the startup capital?
I knew that as I was leaving and retiring from Twin Cities Hospital in healthcare marketing, I planned and set aside my startup money for my own business. So.
Okay. How, what, when, and where do you advertise and promote your business?
Very, very blessed that I do not have to advertise. Because I was in healthcare marketing and worked with just about every media outlet in a 2-county area and worked with so many businesses and nonprofits, as soon as I let everyone know by word of mouth that I was going out on my own, I had plenty of business. So I have not had to do one speck of marketing.
That's nice. Does your company have a website? And if so, why did you build one and who maintains it?
I do not have a website. Other charitable organizations that I volunteer for are kind enough to post, me and my business name, and that's really all I have found necessary.
So you just rely on that?
I do.
Connections. Yeah. Okay. Do you use any information technology to help you run your business? If so, what kind?
Of course, the internet and other social media sites are very beneficial. I'm always fishing for and looking for new ideas and really neat things other businesses have done to share with my clients and show them what has been successful in the past for others.
Okay. What are the licensing requirements for your business?
I just have to have a business license.
Okay. And what made you decide to open your own business?
After working for the largest healthcare company in America for 10 years, I decided I'd like to scale down and work for myself. I worked for a company that had several thousand employees between 2 cities, and after 10 years I thought, well, it'd be nice to set my own schedule, pick my clients, pick my projects, and talked with my family about it to see how they felt, and everyone was supportive. So I thought after 10 years it was probably a good time to scale down and start my own business. And I haven't regretted it. I have enjoyed that so much. It was 2005 when I left healthcare marketing, and ever since then I've been very blessed with friends, family, new businesses that I've gotten to know and work with through this organization, and it's been fun. I would not have changed a thing.
Okay. What is the best advice that you could give someone starting their own business?
I would definitely say do what you love. If there's a certain aspect of marketing that you love more than another, I would say start there, because as you know, there's so many different ones. If you're a social media expert and that's what you're good in, I would say steer and organize your business first around that and then branch out. Obviously mine was basic marketing services, marketing plans, business plans. So that's where I started, and then I grew into event planning, which I also dearly love. But you better really like event planning because some of the larger scale events require a lot of time, and I've found myself needing some assistance working completely by myself and independently. There's been a couple of times where I've had to contract some help because I took on such a large scale event. And one thing I do not do, because it is not my specialty, is weddings. That is one event that I leave to others, and I don't take on weddings. So,
and tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Walton County right now.
Yes, that's my newest contract, and I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be acting director for the Walton County Education Foundation. And it's something I'm extremely passionate about. I've been involved with the Okaloosa County Public School Foundation for, goodness gracious, many, many years. I don't know if I would say exactly how many years, but let's just say over 15 years. And I've served on the board of directors and been president. And when I learned that Walton County was going to be separating from the school district, and they wanted to independently set up their business and really market and promote the foundation, I thought that I could help them do that. And fortunate for me, they said, absolutely, we think you're the right person to help us. And so I'm going to be contracting with them and marketing them very soon to the community, because they found that a lot of people don't even know they exist. And so we're going to be looking at really, as you pointed out, websites are important, and we're going to be expanding their website, getting them into some social media sites, writing some press releases on some of the really neat things that they're doing. One of the things they do in Walton County is a run. It's a 5K and 10K run that they do in Hammock Bay, and I don't think a lot of people know that that exists, and so that's one event that we'll be promoting very soon, because that's coming up in February. So it's a neat organization. Just like in Okaloosa, it benefits teachers and students. The Take Stock in Children program is under Walton County as well, and I think that it's going to be something that Walton County learns about and gets more involved in.
Okay. Okay, tell me a little bit about the business plans that you create for your...
Absolutely. One of the largest scale marketing and business plans that I had to put together was for all the marketing to be done for Hammock Bay, which is large scale home development in Freeport. Jay Odom and numerous other builders, large parcel of land on the bay up there, put together Hammock Bay. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous development, but of course he called and said, I need to market this top to bottom, everything, you know, will you help me? And I said, yes sir, I will definitely help you. And he said, well, we need a marketing and business plan. And I said, all right. So I sat down with Jay and some of the other investors, and we talked about where they wanted Hammock Bay to go. And he was saying that obviously he wanted an internal newsletter done, when it was called the Hammock Bay Herald, and it went to all of the residents in Hammock Bay, all the realtors, anybody associated. So we had to lay out and design that internal newsletter, and he then also ended up putting it as a supplement in the newspaper. So it was informative, it had to encompass all the activities that were going on, but also real estate that was available still in there. And in the business plan, we put a timeline, of course, on a complete layout and a calendar of events on what was going to go on, press releases that were going to be sent, how often the newsletter was going to be printed and sent out, and any additional marketing that he felt necessary for the development. So that was probably the largest and longest ongoing project that I did. I worked with him for about a year to get all of that laid out and all the foundations set for Hammock Bay, and that was a fun and rewarding project, because I got to see it go from 27 houses to over 300 houses in that time frame. So it was very exciting, and to be a part of folks moving in and planning all of the events and activities, whether they be just for children or just adult after hours types events. So that was quite a business plan to undertake.
So are all your business plans different for each client that you have?
They are very unique. I did a large governmental event, and of course that business plan had to encompass security, and we had to get all kinds of permits issued, and so it was a very strict timeline in that business plan that had to be followed for that event, and lots of legal issues that you don't necessarily encompass when you're just working with a casual business.
Right.
Then another one was for a nonprofit agency, and they had an employee that was let go, and they had a very large scale event coming up, and so they called me and said, hey, can you step in please, because we're under the gun to do a rodeo. I said, oh, okay, well, all right, a rodeo. I'm sure that we can accomplish that. But again, that was a business plan that included a timeline for permits. I didn't realize how complicated it was going to be to have livestock within the city limits, and so it required permits and the sheriff's department and security in the city, and that was an interesting undertaking, but lots of fun also. But a unique business plan. It was along the Professional Cowboys Association, the PCA. That was a partnership with them, and a lot of fun, and it also allowed me to say, now, this ain't my first rodeo.
That's all the questions that I have for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.